California Art Club is up at Heisler Park, not Main Beach. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay, let's find the brush we want. That's not, that might be the one. This is what we're starting with right here. That's a big dog. Look at that puppy. Look at that puppy. Look at that big. It's a horse dog. Big old puppy. So cute. All right, so it's red, yellow, blue, this and that. Touch of brown in there because I love you guys. Registration marks. Now this board is just the gesso. It doesn't have a canvas or anything underneath it. All right, so let's see how this turns out. Oh, here's our scene. All right, you got it. The trees, the little outcropping there. You got the cliffs, lots of grass. Let's sketch this in. Oh, look at those two puppies. Hello. Now the goal of this is to simplify simplify the heck out of this, okay? That's the whole deal here. We're gonna simplify. It goes out and around. I mean, it kind of helps. I've painted this about 1,000,000 times, so don't be confused. This isn't like the first time I'm painting this place. Which then begs the question: if you paint someplace a lot, do you get better at painting it? You know, in other words, should you go back to the same place a bunch of times, paint a bunch of times, and you know that will hopefully make for a better painting or something like that? That's a good question, you know. But if you're somewhere like, you know, in the south of France, you're only going to be there for a week. You know, then what do? I don't know. Just buy one of those castles for like not too much money, like, because they're all like apparently fairly cheap, and then you just rent it out as an artist B&B, and you're sitting there and it's awesome. It's just an idea. Somebody hit me up if you have some money. Thanks. Okay, we're just going to keep this like super simple, super washy simple. We aren't going to get too into the weeds with this, okay? Thank you. See, look, it's beautiful, and I've just started.
Genuine, like,
all right. If you didn't catch what just walked by there, those girls were your classic Laguna Beach girls. I mean, like to the nines, you know. The whole world revolves around them. That's it. Did you see the world shift? Did you see the axis of the Earth tilt? Well, you should have, because that's who those girls were. Let's see here. I like the yellow oak for my. Now we're keeping it dark. These are all my dark tones, so we're going to keep it dark, keep it washy dark. Okay. So apparently they're going to have a little critique at about, I think 11:30 they said. I should probably check see what time it is. I'll have time to finish this. You know, a critique is always good because it someone else gives you a little bit of their feedback on what they like and don't like about it. I mean, like, but if you're like one of those people who invites the, I guess you could say, the more honesty stuff, you know, like me, like people don't have a problem telling me if my stuff sucks. I mean, they'll be real happy to tell me. But if you're one of those people who are like really fragile and everything, no one will ever tell you anything different. Like, oh my gosh, you're doing the bestest whole thing in the world. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, you know, superstar and everything else. And your paintings are the best. Oh, thank you, because I did, you know. But people, when it comes to me, people, you know, don't have a problem telling me where I went wrong. Create a little more variation this hillside here, because this hillside is really where it's at. I mean, you know, yeah, this is going to be kind of our focal area right here, but there's just so much to put on these cliffside. But you got to simplify. You know, don't be confused. You got to simplify a lot. If you don't simplify, you'll get really in the weeds and, you know, really illustrative, and it won't work. Okay. Yeah, at least not for this type of paint. If you're doing an illustration, I guess that would work, but, you know. Anyway, let's bring in some white so we can start lightening it up a little bit here. Let's, thanks. You know, let's, really focus on these planes here. Angular planes. I'm not really too in the weeds about the color of things, but you do notice that the rocks in the water are always really dark, you know. I think it's because of water, I'm not sure. But anyway. We really want to focus on getting these planes here. Defined. Somebody remind me to put some more
although they have HMs at the airport. Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Okay, some more white, a little yellow, highlight it up a little. This is also getting a little bit thicker, not that much. Bring it back a little. Paint's getting a little bit thicker. Alright, let's put it straight here. Just a touch of red in there. Yellow, just a touch of red. Gives me a nice rich green I'm looking for. Okay. Oh yeah, got some nice greens right in there. I think that's green. I don't know. Whatever, let's just simplify that. You get like these hanging garden greens that come down. One or two hits of some specific color, just that touch of interest there. You see that? That's just a touch of, that's a happy touch of interest. Not too much, don't overdo it. Alright.
They have more time, you know.
Sí, tiene más tiempo. Y luego a veces tienes
Alright, let's go and put in some water here. Now for that, usually I use sap green, but I don't have sap green on here. Alright, I'm going to get some sap green. I'm going to hang on a second. Okay, so I put a little bit of sap green out here. And sap green is just a nice, easy way for me to get to the color of the water that I want it to. And this is fairly dark here, okay? It's like a really muddy, real muddy color in a way. And the reason is because you get so much of the sand and silt that is turbulent underneath, and so it's actually kind of rare. You don't have like the beautiful blue waters and stuff like you do in other places, because the you know, the turbulent waters just bring up the silt and sand, and that's what you're seeing. Now on other like calm days though, then it gets to be a little bit more clear. You're like, oh my god, that's beautiful clear blue water, yay. But it's that's a little rare. Because we want to put a lot of texture in here. We're going to come back in with a lot of white, you'll see. We want to just at least just get this kind of texture-y built up in here. Because what we're doing is using the negative shape to define our positive shape here now, okay? Another thing you gotta pay attention to when you're doing your beach paintings is the tide. That's like, it's like a big thing actually. Like especially if you go down and paint like on the beach or whatever, or like you're down below, you gotta be like really kind of careful of the tide. Hello.
Hi.
There's plenty of stories of people whose equipment and everything went for a swim. Lots of those stories. Okay, so we have that, but now we gotta, you know, move this backwards a lot, and we're gonna use some white and blue to move it backwards. Okay, and that's this stuff up in here. Okay, and if you look, I mean, it's kind of weird that actually our horizon line is actually going to go like right about up in here. But you don't want to paint that all the way up there. You got to like really move it back in the background, or else it just won't look good. Hi, how are you? Hello.
Are you filming yourself?
I am.
You're so cute.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you sign in? Did Rick get you to sign in?
I did. I signed in, so I'm official now.
You're official.
Official.
And they're going to meet down at the amphitheater.
At 11:30. What time is it now?
Maybe 11:45. I think it's 11:15. I
What is
don't
it?
know. You look like you need a little more time. It is 11:10.
All right. Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Okay, so now, as you can see, right in here, our rock that we made right there is gone, and the reason is because I just filled in with all this other, you know, it's all fairly the same tone. But we're going to come back here with this white of the surf, and we're going to fill all that white in. Ooh, look at how chunky that stuff is, huh? Nice and thick too, man. Look at that, look how thick that is. Oh my gosh. Come right along our surf here. But yeah, the water, man, the water will, it'll get you. It moves a lot, so you're not like painting like one specific wave or something like that. You're just kind of, you know, suggesting what they all kind of look like after a while. And that's the important part. Not a specific wave, obviously. I'm not going to paint anything that fast. The one thing it does do is it'll always, you know, foam up and get white right around the rocks where it crashes against rocks, or, you know, has like a little something to crash against. You'll see that a lot. And it's a great way to pull some detail into your positive shapes. In particular, the rocks, stuff like that. And if anything, just the smallest titch of yellow. See, that's way too much. The smallest titch of yellow, just to warm it up, just a hint. That's not a bad idea. One thing the water does have, it has a lot of movement in it. A lot of movement. Simplified, but a lot of movement. Okay, so let's put in this, again, I like using yellow ochre, but you have to tone it down a lot. Get some white back into it. It's a little too green. And use the yellow ochre for sand stuff, sand, dirt, stuff like that. It's just, it's easy. This shape needs to look just right, just so you know. Alright, let's step back for a second. Alright, I think I got a few things, a few shapes to fix, and then we gotta put in our sky. Don't forget your sky, guys. In particular, it's this shape right in here that I'm not too jazzed about. This right here. Okay, so this it actually needs to be a bit darker, and then defining this up here just a little bit better, because I really want to, you know, make that shape better. And then we have this shape as it comes back in here. And if you don't know, the tides will actually change enough to where, like, you know, one rock formation was supposed to be good enough, and then you're like, you look back and you're like, wait, where'd that rock go? And, well, the tide came in enough, even over the course of an hour, to change your scene. So don't try and chase it so much as, you know, you put it in, leave it, and just make it work in the painting. Alright, so we need to fix this shape a little. Place something up in here. Let's fix some of these darker areas that we need to come back in.
No salen caras, pero sí son como unos $200, yo pienso.
Nunca le pude imaginar estar ahí en las 7 exactas. Haz de cuenta que nosotros, hay muchos programas.
Either it is Bean.
She's a baby, that's right. He's like trauma boy.
Let's put it in our sky. Let's get this brush nice and clean, put it in our sky. Hello. Alright, so we just want just a touch of blue and a fair amount of white. It's you know, it's like the sky here is a little weird sometimes, you know? So that's like too much blue. I don't know, let's see what we got. Okay, that'll do us. Thank you. I'd like him some creep up behind you.
Curious. I'm just gonna let you.
I don't know if this is showing up on camera or not, but basically it's, you know, just basically just really suggesting in all this sky here, but I'm going to come back in with just a touch of color to variation. Some of the, it's not entirely straight, by the way. You know, but the earth does curve, so get over it. So I'm going to put in just the smallest little hint of yellow. I mean, small hint. Okay, you see how I'm putting in just that little bit of warmth right there? These clouds like really clouds? No, not really. Small, see that's way too much yellow, right? We just want like just the smallest little hint. There we go. We're just gonna bring it, warm up some of this other stuff over here because it needs just a touch of warmth. And then just a touch more of the blue right along the bottom. Oh my God, see how that just went way blue? No, we don't want that. That's awful. Starting to get a little bit of the sun coming out. Alright, we just want just a hint of this blue. Just a little bit more of the blue, like right down in here. Okay. We're going to blend that in a little bit better. Here, but I don't want to screw it up, you know? I don't want to screw it up. Kind of like my IT career, you don't want to screw this up. know, one hand keep it fresh, and the other hand screw it up. I don't know. Just fix a few things. You know, a few patterns that you see might need just a little bit of something. Maybe a little warmth. Maybe a little bit of shadow. Maybe a little bit of light. Define a shape a little bit. Knock a shape back. Break up a plane, add a plane, delete a plane. Small little movements here, folks. Small movements. Small little movements.
But I was doing something.
So that's an interesting shape right there, but I want to break it up just enough to be like, no, that's not what it's supposed to be. Alright, she just said Art 101 is happening here. Hot dog, man. We're from Art 100 to 101.
I can meet you here. We're heading over there.
Alright, so I want to darken it just a little bit more in here. Define the shape up a little bit more right here. Because this is like my real center focus there, so I just want to make it just a bit darker, a little bit more detail, all that good stuff. Right here.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if I was waiting for you guys, we're heading to the we only have like
Alright. Now let's go and put in a few highlights. Why? Because I like it. Use this other brush set. Alright, so here's the deal. The battery died on camera. I guess I don't have enough battery power to do 2 complete videos. Anyway. But also is what I'm doing now, because I noticed that like where I was holding it wasn't like showing exactly where I was painting, and that could be a little frustrating for some of you people, me as included. And so anyway, so I've rigged up a little thing so I have a screen. I don't have the GoPro with the screen on the back, so I'm rigging up a different idea. It's a screen on the back so I can see exactly what I'm pointing the camera at. This is new technology. It's crazy, I know. But it's something I'm going to do. So anyway, enjoy this painting. You know, I don't know why I cannot photograph my paintings well. I do not know. I really wish I knew. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and all that other good stuff. Oh, and so here's the other bummer part about the whole battery dying is with the California Art Club, we were going to go, and everyone, you put your paintings together. And then Rick Delante, super cool guy, gave us a little critique of everything. And it's always good to see the critiques, because you can see what other people did and what a knowledgeable person about that particular painting and everything is about. So it helps. I don't know if it helps you. It helps me, but it should help. But anyway, happy painting, and I'll see you next time.